A jury has found rapper Tory Lanez guilty of shooting fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion after a 2020 house party. And Eyewitness News reporter Christian Cordero with more on the chaos in the courtroom after the verdict was announced.
Today, a jury of 7 women and 5 men decided rapper Tory Lanez's criminal fate. Guilty, guilty, guilty on assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a concealed, not registered firearm in a vehicle, and discharge of a firearm with gross negligence. Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, is convicted of shooting rap superstar Megan Thee Stallion in the foot after a house party in July 2020. Both sides built their case around jealousy. The defenses revolved around a jealous love triangle, while prosecutors shrugged that off as prejudice, saying her love life was only brought up in court because she is a woman. Instead accusing Lanez of having a bruised ego, jealous of Megan's status, she testified he shot her after she insulted his career.
Constantly having to prove she's a victim because society sides with a man.
Megan testified on the consequences she has faced by bringing this case to court, but has felt the need to amplify the struggle Black women face in getting criminal justice as victims and feeling protected as women in the rap industry. The conviction eases her of the former. Her attorney tells ABC News, quote, "The jury got it right. I am thankful there is justice for Meg." While District Attorney George Gascon says, "You faced unjust and despicable scrutiny that no woman should ever face, and you have been an inspiration to others across LA County and the nation." Tory Lanez and the rest of the courtroom didn't really have a reaction when the verdict was read, but immediately after there were so many emotions. His dad and his father's wife both stood up to yell at prosecutors, calling them evil and wicked. This was right after the jurors had exited the courtroom. So he was yelling at them. It turned into quite the scene. Tory Lanez at one point actually got up alongside his defense attorneys to try and de-escalate as they were escorted out, which took about a minute or so. And then Lanez surrendered himself to deputies who took him into custody. He faces up to 22 years in prison. His sentencing is scheduled for January 27th. In downtown LA, I'm Christian Cordero, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content by clicking the subscribe button.
Well, the verdict is in, folks. The verdict is in. Guilty, guilty. I don't even know where to begin. It got me scratching my head how cute because this case here didn't make no sense. The evidence proved that Tory was innocent, but yet Megan said in a recent interview how the court system favors the man, and we know that to be an absolute lie because the study doesn't show it, and also the data doesn't show that as well. That most of the time the court system favors the woman. That's just a fact. Not only that, but I don't think y'all aware that all the jurors, majority of them was women. I think it was only 7 women, 5 guys.
Right.
Do the math. So automatically, soon Tory was walking into the courtroom, he pretty much lost automatically. So I don't even think it was even a fair trial. But this situation in this case is so messy. To me, they shouldn't even went to court in the first place. I think it should have just been a mistrial or should have been a civil suit and kept it pushing. Because mind you, he's 32 years old. I'm not sure how old he is. I think he's 32. He's gonna be pretty much spending his rest of his life in prison. He's gonna get out when he's 50. And not only that, he's gonna be deported back to Canada.
Facts.
This is a messy situation. I think, to be honest with you, I think Tory's gonna take this back to trial. I think they're gonna get this re-inversion. They're gonna do a trial again because it doesn't make any sense how they came up with a guilty verdict. When I saw it trending, I was like, "You sure?" But yet, I think we already know women wins again. People don't believe us when we say Hakeem and Jordan. The court system favors the women. That's my take.
I want this to be a lesson to, men, especially Black men, about who you be around with. Certain type of people you be around with. You be certain type of guys or certain type of women, because if you went somewhere if you went some in an area when with some people that that can be ratchet, and you start arguing into places like up in Beverly Hills, and then you want to cause a racket or something like that, it's not a good place, especially I'm gonna go straight to the black man. It's watch where you hang around with these women or certain type of women. I'm gonna say it's pretty ratchet women because stuff can happen like this, and they could turn on you, which it could be chameleon vibes. When I heard the verdict, it was very surprising to me because it's listening to the evidence in the case and all this the evidence and everything, and how Kelsey, got immunity, which we still don't know who really shot Megan for real, because even though the text messages it says that Kelsey said that Tory shot her, there was like his DNA wasn't on the gun like that
Facts.
on the evidence. So, and I'm just very very surprised how the verdict just went like that. Just went like that, and it just want to say, man, you just gotta watch yourself, or who you hang around with, or who you hang around with your circle. Because this just shows that with all the evidence it's still up in the air, you still be proven guilty. It don't matter, if the evidence is very very cringy. I'm not cringy, but very very it's still up in the air. They just gonna pick the verdict and say, hey, you're guilty. And with the gun laws here with the Council of the Guns, because California got one of the strictest gun laws in the country. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
very,
I
very
didn't know
strict.
that.
We have one of the strictest laws here in the country.
That is a fact.
Ain't no other state stricter than us.
Mm-hmm.
So they can
Wow.
really, and then with the one of the charges he had was um, with having a gun that's unlicensed and use it as negligence. Like California, they don't play that. They will put some time on that. They will definitely put some time on that. So I just want y'all, our black men, just to see, hey, this is how some of the court system can be like, especially here in California. So I just want to say to black men, just watch yourself. Even though we need to protect our black women, we're not saying that we want to protect our black women, but it's just certain. You just gotta watch yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my take.
Facts.
It's like there's so much stuff we could say about this, and we want to be careful because a lot of y'all might take this the wrong way, and we don't want you to get the wrong impression. But for the women who watches us, know we love women, we care about women, but you want to hear things from a man perspective. You're speaking to somebody who has been accused of stuff and been exonerated. Lots of men get accused for stuff. And sometimes we have this blanket thing where we just supposed to agree with what everybody say and not question them. This thing was sloppy as hell.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? So now somebody's life is damaged because of one other person who did something else. And Jordan, I want to mention something that we really haven't talked about this thing. I want to blame Tory in a sense for not practicing dick discipline.
Facts, Hakeem.
Bro, out of all people, black men should know how their women are. You can't. You're not going to be able to do this and don't think that there's a repercussion behind that. And then on top of that, regardless if the other person was cool with it, there's going to be a get back, and your get back is you lost your life. How many brothers are underground or in jail doing 20-30 behind a woman?
Facts.
There's a quote, old man Willie from 35th Street and 18th Avenue used to tell me, your biggest downfall is going to be a woman. That's why it's important to have the right woman by you. If you don't have the right woman by you, all hell gonna break loose. And this is an example. I'm gonna say free Tory Lanez. And I don't want nobody to look at me and say, oh, I'm a man. No homo. I'm a man. I'm gonna fight for men's rights. I'm gonna fight for women's rights, especially something that's going to affect me. And that's all I have to say. Please, people, don't look at this as a double-edged sword. Let's be logical. Look at the evidence, for God's sakes. Kelsey Hand was not even, they didn't even send her gun residue prints to even match it on the gun. She automatically got that. No, you know what I'm saying? So there's so many holes in this case, and this man got arrested in front of it. This man about to do 20 years in front of his son. He didn't even spend Christmas with his son.
Yeah, he was in jail.
This divides us even more, where now it only inflates the situation where black men are even more scared now to deal with black women. Oh, she's gonna put me in jail. Are we gonna be the passport bros or the fly out bros? Come on, man.
And one thing, and one thing I want to say about this game, and I'm seeing this too in the Harris book, and I feel like they're trying to turn this into a gender war between black men and black women.
Facts. They are doing that.
Yeah, they are doing that, and we do not need that. We do not need that in our community. That's the last thing we need.
No, but exactly. If that's their plan, and then might say you do it, because remember, the more we divide it, the more black people don't get generational wealth. That's the whole point.
Oh my God! And they're making money behind this.
They're making serious money behind it, and black men doing the same thing too. You're blaming black women for everything. So we talked about it before. Go ahead, again.
Ladies, I heard this on Just Pearlie's thing, where they say in the next couple of years, the rise of women being single is like 40%. So banks are now investing into products for single women.
Correct. That is correct.
Don't let these people push us away and think that we got a problem. We ain't never had no problem until these people got in our business.
Man, that's a fact. And to be honest with you, Hakeem, a lot of women don't agree with this verdict. They think this verdict, especially black women, they think this verdict is bullshit. Because remember, a logical woman gonna understand it doesn't make any sense. It's just sloppy all around. And I think one of the biggest mistakes Tory Lanez made, he didn't take the stand. I think he should have took the stand.
Yeah,
because he would have blew the whole case wide open. But his lawyer told him no. Go ahead, King.
He tried to do what most black men do, and we need to stay away from this ghetto pathology. Let's stop being a real nigga and say, "Oh, I ain't gonna be snitching." Nigga, this is your life on the line. You know who pulled the trigger. You know you was tussling with the gun with the girl to save Megan's life.
Yeah.
This girl Kelsey was on the stand, said, "Oh, I want to plead the fifth." You got immunity. What you mean pleading the fifth? Oh, I don't want to be here. I want to go take care of my son. This girl went and got married, and she moved on with her life. That's why in this world, men are expendable. We're the most homeless. We're the most committing suicide. And we're the most who die. Come on, man. And then, when you tell this to another person who don't go through what we go through, she say, "You're a man. You just got to deal with it." Okay, no problem. Can I get my passport, please?
Real shit, man. And this is why you gotta like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you think. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. We go live each and every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, and we go live each and every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern time. Man, thank you guys for tuning in to KL Culture Radio, and let us know what you think about this case too. Well, you agree with the verdict? Let us know what you think. We over and out. Peace.
Peace.
That shit real.